everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. So, I wanted to come and talk about some more Julie things about Julie Rowe I've been able to find out, as well as I want to speak to you guys about an email I received. They want to remain anonymous. They don't want me to give their name out, but they did send me an email and they know Melanie Gibb personally. And they wanted to tell me some things that they thought would aid in helping us understand. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Julie Rowe, and then I'm going to get into what was emailed to me regarding Melanie Gibb. Okay, so I was able to find a Mormon type column, I guess it would be. You know, like kind of like AVAL, but it's free. So and I was also able to listen to a podcast that Julie did with a lady named Lindsay. So this lady, I don't know if it's on YouTube. I found it on Julie Rowe's page, her podcast with Lindsay. It was done prior to the children being found, her interview with this Lindsay person. It was found prior to that. So, you know, it wasn't after. I just want you to keep that in mind. This podcast was prior to that. Okay, so in this podcast, I heard some great gems. So first, Julie says that Chad asked her to seal them together. So like to marry them, right? And she was like, she said that she jokingly said, "Okay, Chad, we're sealed." So obviously they were sealed together. In the same podcast, she said that Chad was jealous of her. He was always jealous of her and her abilities. She was able to see things better than him. You know, he was always jealous of that. Also, okay, here's another one right here from the forum. I guess I did bullet points for the stuff, but I guess I got it a little mixed up, so it's not going to go exactly in order. So, someone on the forum in 2015 stated that Julie Rowe, someone in their family knows Julie Rowe personally and knows that the near-death experience that she speaks of was actually a mental breakdown and a psychosis that she was going through, where she had to be put into the mental hospital, mental institution for months. That would explain a lot of things. It causes grandeur. That's obviously what she's experiencing. She thinks that the devil and Jesus are fighting over her, and they both love her and want to be with her. She has this thing that she's some great, she almost thinks, I think she thinks she's God. She almost does have that God complex, where she thinks that literally the making of the world was revolved around her. Who am I to judge, right? So, apparently, according to the same individual, Julie stole from the AVAL forum, I believe is what they're referring to, but stole other people's near-death experiences that they wrote about and put them into a book as if they were her own. Julie's start of her near-death experiences was also conveniently the very same year that Cheyenne Daybell opened up his publishing company. Prior to Julie Rowe having the near-death experiences, he had already released books with the same, streamline going, right? It's almost as if she stopped him, right? She said that Chad started acting different at the end of 2017 when he started waking up to the idea of multiple probations. So, and he only, from then on, he stopped wanting to hang with her regularly and do books and stuff. He only was interested in meeting to do energy sessions with her. Let's see. She also stated in this podcast, remember I told you, this was before the kids were found. She said that the cops showed her proof that the kids were in fact dead. And that she was blocked. Her heart energy was blocked from that because she couldn't imagine Chad or Lori ever doing something like that. But I thought she didn't even know Lori. So how would it be hard for her to imagine Lori doing something like that? And remember, Chad tried to get on her. He's like, thought she was the most beautiful goddess ever. And how could she not imagine that again? And let's go on and go furthermore here. Why would the police or the FBI show her, Chad's friend, who could go back and then tell Chad and Lori that she's seen proof that the children were dead? Why would they do that? That would taint their investigation. Like, what if she was involved? They had no way of knowing that she wasn't involved. And why would they show someone who isn't involved in the case, so to speak, or only has outside knowledge of the case? Why would they tell her that? And why would they show her proof? And how would they have before they found them? Makes no sense. Here's some good ones that I got from that site as well. Julie claims that someone is going to kill her, shoot her. That's why she has all them security guards. That they're going to shoot her. She's going to be dead for 3 days. And on the 4th day, she's going to be resurrected by a priest. You know, Mormon priest, I guess, from the higher ups in the priesthood there. They're going to lay hands on her and resurrect her. And then is when the church is going to believe her, that she's the true whatever the heck she thinks she is. And they're going to follow her. And she's going to become a high-ranking member. Okay, so she apparently wants to, like, so, you know, like the male version of the polygamy thing where he has all the wives. She wants to do the husband-brother thing. She wants to be the wife and have, like, 5 husbands, right? So, obviously she wanted Chad to be one. You know, they were sealed together. They were together, right? Well, she told her security guard, one of her security guards, that they could be husband brothers, or one of her husbands. She promised them, actually. And Eric Smith is one of her husband brothers, you know, and they were married in a different life. Yeah. So, just from this much, I gather, she was trying to get Chad to be like a husband brother, and he had kind of agreed. You know, that's probably why she wanted to wake him up to the multiple probation thing. So that because she's probably, I even think she's the one that told Chad, hey, we were married in a previous life, so we're kind of like already sealed anyway. And they were like, well, let's seal then. You know, and so it is my personal opinion, it is not fact, it is not theory, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. It is my personal opinion that Julie Rowe wanted him to be one of her husband brothers, you know, had like stalked him and obsessed over him, right? Taught him some kind of scam that she had going on, possibly that she started in the mental institution because it's great breeding ground. It's a great way to have undevoted followers that will do anything, for you. But there was a lot of profit from Julie because she had a fake charity going on. He was still in the church, so he was her ticket kind of in there to still get the word out about her and to still push whatever it is that they had going on. They had some kind of money thing going on, some kind of scam going on, where like Julie was like the leader, and she was like trying to make the husband brothers like a I don't know what this woman's trying to do. I really don't. I'm not trying to get all up in her head, but she crazy is the gist of it. And she went off her medicine supposedly to write the second book, as after people had accused her very much so from her first book. She's full of crap about her near-death experiences because she claims that she got shown everything, conveniently everything, that goes directly with the religion that she believes in. Where they do that at? So you're telling me that out of all the religions that came before Mormon and Latter-day Saints, you're telling me that Mormon is the only true one, and they were right about everything. You're telling me that? Alright, whatever. I mean, if that's the truth, then I got a couple of questions for God when I get there. Because first of all, I need to know why in the version of the Mormon book, why women are treated like bystanders, like they're only good to have children. And men are allowed to have like 5 wives, and women, they're only allowed to have 1 husband. And they're only good to cook and clean and have babies. And that ain't even enough. They ain't even enough to service their man. If their man needs additional women, well, their man can have it. They can't even serve in the church. They ain't even good enough for that. They ain't even good enough for missionary trips either. They can go on them, but it don't really matter. Okay. Alright, whatever. Women haters. She's trying to do like some feminist version, so maybe in her version that's a little different, but still, it ain't flying with me and it ain't going for me. Joseph Smith sounded like he was and that's the person that apparently found the plates and wrote the Mormon Bible. This is no offense to anybody in the Mormon religion, but for me, an outsider, looking at all that is laid in front of me, you are allowed to have whatever religion you want. Please do not take this as me being disrespectful, because I swear I'm not even trying to be. But I'm just saying that it sounds to me like a man who wanted to do his utopian view of how a woman should be and how he wanted things to roll. It sounds pretty one-sided to me. It sounds like women are a bystander or a background noise. It just sounds to me like a man put his spin, even if he got this, Moroni gave him the location of this gold-plated thing. It seems like when he was translating it, he translated it for his benefit, what would benefit him. Because the males in his version are very, very much benefited. And the women, we's just the cooking and cleaning and the having the babies. And we ain't even enough. And you can have children if you want, because it don't matter how old it is. If that 13-year-old girl, she can be my new wife. But whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. I know that probably sounded bad. I'm just saying that from my outside looking in view, Women got a real crappy end of the deal there. I believe in God. I am a Christian through and through. But I know that the Christian Bible was taken from many other religions. And my definition of religion isn't just based around the Christian Bible. It's based, I think they're all important. They're all important. I don't think any one specific religion is going to go to heaven and another one's not. I don't think that somebody can do everything right and because they're a Baptist, they're going to hell. I can't get behind a God that does something like that. And that doesn't sound like God to me. That sounds like the devil in someone's ear. Trying to make them feel greater than. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I offend anybody. I'm really, really not trying to. I promise you. And if I am, please take this as an apology for it because I don't want anybody to think that their religion is less than or that I think that. I swear I don't, but I'm just stating what I see. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Kisses. Please don't hate me. But now on. So I think that Chad wanted the multiple wives thing, and she wasn't down for it. She wanted the husband thing. She was trying to push and pull, and he went off over here and kind of took her scam with him, and it made her really bitter and tried to keep the rights to her books. So it became a bad blood money type thing, right? All right. So, now regarding Melanie Gibb, and she kind of ties into Julie Rowe, which is why I put them both in the same video. So, someone reached out to me wanting to remain anonymous. They did not want to put their name out there. They are part of the Mormon religion, and they know Melanie Gibb more so than they know Chad and Lori. They don't really know Chad and Lori, but they know Melanie Gibb. They were great friends with her. I'm assuming still are. Not really sure. But they reached out and let me know, and wanted to let me know that Melanie Gibb, allegedly, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. This is only what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. This is just from someone who knows hers, word of mouth. It is only an opinion. It could be fact or it could be fiction. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Thank you very much. That Chad, she was sister wives with Lori. Her and Lori were both still to Chad, and they were both in a sister wives type thing with Chad. So she was very much more involved. There's another woman that she said also was in this sister wife entanglement. Will Smith, Jada. The sister wife entanglement with Melanie Gibb and Lori and Chad, but she wasn't sure who that person is. So I don't know who it is. I don't think it's Julie Rowe. I think it's someone completely different. She said she's not sure. She said that given Melanie's strong devotion for Chad, and given what she's seen in the news regarding the times that Melanie was there, doing the podcast, going by the podcast dates, and when her and Melanie P, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, everything he stated here is opinion and not fact. That when they drove down there together, she believes that one of them took place then as well. She says that she feels like Melanie Gibb was actively involved and participated in the deaths of the children. She thinks that she was so much involved that that Melanie Gibb knew where the children were, knew where they took them to, or knew where this happened. Hang on. So Melanie Gibb got jealous and angry when Chad and Lori threw her under the bus, she felt, and told the police that the children were with her. She felt like they were trying to set her up and to take the fall for what was happening. Okay? Melanie was very upset that was also very upset that they went to Hawaii without her. And she felt that they were leaving her out and, actively trying to alienate her and make her out and basically throw her under the bus to get pinned with these children's deaths. This is what she told this friend personally. She told her that she felt they were trying to pin the children's death on her. She never said she had anything to do with it to her, she said. But she said that she felt like this is what they were trying to do to her, right? So, it's the theory of this person that Julie Rowe and Melanie Gibb teamed up after Chad and Lori went to Hawaii, after the police had contacted her, after all that. It is their theory, because she went out of town. I think she said 2 to 3 days later. I'll have to look back with the email to be sure. I can't remember. But that they teamed up and that they together are the ones who moved the children's bodies from where they originally were being held to Chad Daybell's property. She said that it makes no sense for Lori to state that the children would never be found. It would make no sense out of any place that they could put the children for them to put them in Chad Daybell's yard. And it doesn't. It really doesn't. And I agree here. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. To say that the children aren't going to be found and they're in your yard or they're at Chad's yard, like, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I mean, people have their own opinions, but me personally, intuitively, I felt like they were moved. I really did feel like they were moved to the yard. I didn't know if it was someone different. I just knew that at some point they were moved from one location to another. And she said that they did that. She feels like they did that while Chad Daybell was gone. She also feels they were able to do so because of Tammy Daybell's daughter allowing it. Allegedly, it is only an opinion, it is not fact. I just don't want to get sued. And because I don't know. I mean, this is just what someone is telling me. I have no definitive proof, so everything is a theory or an opinion. It is not fact, and everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. It is said that the daughter was mad at her dad for the same thing, feeling alienated. Okay. She said that judging by Melanie Gibb's actions and things she said to her, she feels that Melanie and Julie moved them when they were in Hawaii because Melanie was convinced that they were going to blame the children's deaths on her. And I'm assuming Julie fueled that for her, and I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. I'm just assuming. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think of this. This is, that's the end of the email that I can read right now. I will be coming back with more information, hopefully, from this young lady and be able to get a little bit deeper into at least Melanie Gibb's, brain. But, like I said, according to her, she was very, very obsessed with Chad Daybell. She felt like she was in an entanglement with them. And, when they kind of uh, threw her under the bus, she felt like they were going to try to pin the children's deaths on her because she was there. It was a ritual type thing. She had to be there to make the zombie thing work. I asked this lady about zombies. She said that she kind of heard things about zombies, but she couldn't remember any specific conversations at that time. She did say one more thing that I did not write down. She did say that Melanie Gibb went public because she was the one who gave, allegedly, it's not fact, but Melanie Gibb's the one that told the police where the children were after Chad was back. And after she had some kind of correspondence with some people, i.e. daughter and Jewel, that it was time to do so. She called this into police, gave them everything that she knew, supposedly, took her out of the equation, told them where she heard that they were, and that's why she was coming out with the news conference, and I suspected as much because it was awful weird, all these coming out, getting out their side of the story real fast before news broke. They had to know news was going to break. It makes a lot of sense that she would go onto the news podcast or on the news and break her silence finally after they had secured where the children were, I guess. And Chad Daybell getting arrested and it being found in his yard after they had secured all those knocks and bolts, There's one other thing, because it ties with it. I'm drawing a blank. There's one more thing that tied the Julie Rowe thing and Melanie Gibb thing up in a bow. But I can't even put my finger on it right now. I mean, I guess it does explain why she came out after and said those things about Chad, and that's just like overkill. Put so much focus on him, it wasn't going to be thought, well, why is it a little bit weird? Oh, that's what I was going to say. It kind of tells you where Julie Rowe actually heard. It wasn't from the police, it was from Melanie Gibb, and that is the line that the police need to follow to find their involvement. The fact that Julie Rowe said in a podcast months prior, I think it was about a month to a month and a half prior to the children being found, that the cops showed her proof that the kids were dead. It sounds like Melanie Gibb showed Julie Rowe allegedly where the children, definitive proof that the children were dead. I.e. took her to the location maybe, possibly, allegedly. I'm just saying. It definitely makes a lot more sense, and it makes a little bit more things kind of tangle in together and make a nice pretty little bow with it. All I'm saying is, there's a line between these two young ladies, in my opinion, that will tie in and tie them to either concealing a murder, moving evidence, trying to conceal evidence, and a lot of other things, and I think that the police should look into them. Look into that podcast. Look at the podcast that she created. If they didn't tell her nothing, which I'm suspecting that the FBI couldn't give her definitive proof months before the children were found, and why would they? So that Chad would be alerted. because they didn't know her like that. They didn't know she would tell him. And you kind of keep that kind of stuff close to the vest. You don't tell wannabe crazy psychic people information like that you need to keep close to you for your investigation. Because what? They're going to tell her so Chad can move the kids? Oh, okay, no. Stupid. Anyways, everything that I have said is not a fact. It is just what someone has told me. I don't know it for a fact. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And as soon as I can, I will be back with more in regards to it, because justice for Tylee and JJ. No matter what. And everybody that is involved, everybody that knew, needs to be put into jail. And if they had anything to do with moving it, they need to be put under the jail, because they crazy. So anyways, love and light to all. Love you guys. Bye.